Alright, round 4. A little extra technical difficulties today, but hopefully it won't be the end of the world. Let me get my settings straight, jump right in. Alright, so last time we wandered through the kingdom of Candaria. We met the foppish Kandari king and all of his completely incompetent soldiers, managed to steal the runestone back from the puppet master, who apparently was working for the enchanter. What does that mean for Helena, I wonder? And now it is time to head to the Castle Whyt. But first, we have to cross Burnden Field, the site of an ancient battle. So again, we get our big loading screen. I did swap out some cards in the deck as usual with my apothecary run, so there will probably be a couple of new features hanging around. Hopefully we will, get to see some of those. But it would appear right from the start that Burnden Field is not in a great shape. Eat elephant, Dragonite! Haha! But yeah, already, dead bodies. We got the tattered flag here, and the flag, you'll notice, like, this appears to resemble the runestone on our back, so very much an indication that these are Alanja soldiers. Yup, from the mark of the Alanja Royal Guard. So things look pretty bad. There must have... Uh-oh. Closing door, always a bad sign. Whatever went down here, it looks like it went poorly for the guard. But what does that mean about Katya's father, I wonder? The king just went past here. Oh no. But first, some chests. Oh, darn that traitorous blue fairy. That worked out. Thanks, Carbuncle. Another wizard. We don't need any more wizards. We got this other flag here, but it looks kind of old, beat up, not in great shape. Rude. Darn it. Alright, another Dragon Knight down. Thank you, Flying Ray. Lots of these other bodies, it seems, as well. Perhaps monsters fought by the Elanja's Royal Guard? Another Rebus. Rebus is good. Get with these corner fights. Save me, Carbuncle! No, so much for being saved. Darn it, Carbuncle! Ooh, bit of a freeze there. Oh well. Cockatrice for the win! Now, what is this? Some dragon skeleton? From the black abyss of death I call you, return! Oh my goodness. Zombie dragon plus giant scary lich monster. Now notice the sort of the sort of vibe we're getting from this whole area. Like, not only is this an old battlefield, but we are definitely getting all of these undead monsters along with our knights and stuff. This is a bad situation, an ominous one, and we're being constantly reinforced about the mortality here. It would seem that, like, these are all relics of monsters lost, like the monsters survived from battles long ago. So again, we have that theming here. It's subtle, but rather powerful all the same. And honestly, this is a heck of a battle all by itself. Like, the Lich is obviously giving us trouble. The zombie dragon is slow, but still will do lots of damage if we get in, like, the way of that huge breath attack that he keeps using. Nothing our Mandragora can't handle, though. Oh, poison. Not good. And, of course, we got Banshee. Won't rely on it alone, but it's still pretty powerful. Yeah, one of the cards that I swapped out, we are no longer using Fairy. We have upgraded to Waterbird. And while Fairy restores half your health, Waterbird will restore the whole shebang, which is pretty wonderful and very useful. And relatively cheap at that. Go ahead, hit my Sand Golem. I'll just, you know, sit back here and wail on you in the meantime. Go for the capture throw at this point. Hey, stop dodging. Apparently we're going to need to do a little more damage than that. Alright, we'll go for Fire Golem. Fire Golem is really unique in this game. Like, it is a summon card, but it doesn't do damage. Instead, it gives you this shield that all you have to do is, like, walk into dudes, and then they'll take damage. Of course, now he's perfect. What do we got? What do we got? Come on, give me something to work with. Gotta have some card that would be... Really? Apparently, like, all of my cards are weak. Hobgoblin capture! Hooray! That's just dumb. That's just dumb. But Hobgoblin gets a giant pile of experience. I get a Lich. Apparently it doesn't count as a boss. Then we open the doors so we can progress. And we get a Zombie Dragon card. What up? Both the Lich and the Zombie Dragon are super awesome as cards go. Like, crazy powerful, pretty economical as far as cards go. Very useful. Yeah, the Red Fairy actually gives you a hint that if you take out the Lich, the Zombie Dragon will go down too, because the Lich is animating it. I obviously didn't go that route. I wanted the experience. But even so, it is a viable strategy. And again, some interesting theming there. Like, it works within the logic of the game. On we go. Couple more chests, deck point, but where's my father? He just passed through, the fairy told us. Also, I totally missed a treasure trove back there. Oh, well, gonna go back. As I waste all of your time again. It's kind of weird being a Let's Player in that sense. Like, you know, on the one hand, I want to make this as entertaining as possible and, like, streamline the process as much as possible. But on the other, it's like, but I want to play the game. And I want to get all of the things. I want to, you know, be good at what I'm doing. It's also weird insofar as it's just kind of hard to focus. Like, that puzzle on the Bridge of Sarvan was driving me nuts. Now, this is an interesting little tidbit. The place I just came back from had 5 kingdoms as well, but the Enchanter destroyed all of them. It would seem that there's multiple, like, super kingdoms here. That while the Kingdom of Argwyll has its 5 kingdoms, Bashia, Alanja, Candaria, Whyt, and Grail, like, apparently there was a second place that had 5 kingdoms, only the Enchanter wrecked them. So what is the deal with the Enchanter, then? What does the world look like at this point? We also have this little gravestone, sort of outlining what happened here at the Battle of Burnden Field. O guardians of the people of Whyt, we pray that thy souls may find eternal peace and tranquility. Um, Notice that's not what's happening here. Like, peace and tranquility is apparently, not something that you get in death, especially if the zombie dragon and lich were any indication. Um, but notice too, like, the battlefield here, all of the flags, all of the soldiers, they do not bear the symbols that we saw on the Royal Guard. This is probably the scene of an old fight, and the corpses are not decayed, strangely enough. Something is preserving them, perhaps malevolently. Um, it's a subtle insinuation here, but a fairly rich one, like fertile for imagination and sort of trying to figure out what exactly the deal is. And it all serves as the backdrop for, everything that's going on in the plot. Like, yes, there was a battle between the Royal Guard here, but it's also, the site of battles past. It's got a sort of Tolkienian echo here. What has gone before will happen again, and history will inevitably repeat itself. But in the meantime, some more cards. Got an Archer Tree, a Sea Monk, and I guess we'll let that one go. We're at full health, full stones. We don't need it. And a Dragon Knight. Hooray, Dragon Knight. And one of the game's few cutscenes. But here we have it. Another one of these Alondra folks. But is that her father? Oh! Down he goes. Villainous fly monster. Katya freaks out. It does seem like her dad, and now he's down. Not good. Not good. There's some pretty expert use of the Crystal Rose, if I do say so myself. Some more Flying Ray action. Darn Rain Cloud. How about some Lycanthrope for you? That's right. Oh, now we're poisoned. Not good. Not good. Alright, now we are in capture range. Well, we got the kill with the Fire Gargoyle. Hooray! But what happened to Katya's dad? Is that you, Katya? King Zelman and King Leo told me they entrusted their runestones to you. Not sure exactly on the time frame on that one. Do not be afraid, my daughter. Find all the runestones. The ancient covenant is no more. Go to the temple. There it slumbers the power. I love you, Katya. Forgive me for leaving you alone. I should definitely remark that for the most part, the emotional highs of this game have been really understated. Like, we had our confrontation with Unther in the graveyard, and there wasn't even a cutscene or anything. Like, now we get an actual cutscene, but the music is really subtle. The animation is very, I guess subtle would be a one word for it. Like, it's hard to say that it's really all that good here. It's obvious there are some limitations to what they've got to offer. But again, like, this is a big deal. We have just discovered that Katya's father is dead. Like, she meets him in his last battle. King Theobane breathed his last breath on the ancient battlefield, but not before giving his daughter one final command: bring the runestones to the temple. So once again, our goals have kind of shifted here. Like, originally, we were looking for our father to fix things, but then we met Helena and discovered that the plot was greater than we thought. We started collecting the runestones, and when we finally do find our father, it's too late. He can't help us. It is not his work to do. It is ours. Katya is going alone here. We bury our father, then set out for Whyt. Would its runestones still be there when she got there? This is where we're going, folks. This is a story of tragedy and of loss and missed opportunities. As subtle as the lack of cutscenes and lack of polish may sort of interfere. But let's talk to Gerd. We got another side quest in Lumstead, a scholar living there, but Morgwort, that's the scholar, thought he could defeat the black fog through science. Of course he was wrong. Now the village is covered in a white fog and it comes with monsters of its own. Well, that was the end of the village. The people fled to the hills. That village needs your help. What say you, your highness? So again, we have another side quest, this time because some scholar is messing around with forces beyond his ken and destroyed an entire village. But notice, too, Gerd's going to come along on this one. She wants to see how we're doing. So that's interesting. Kind of like, I admit, kind of anticlimactic after the battle with the, after watching our father die, that we're going side questing, but that's how this game works in some sense. Like, we could definitely save it and follow the quest until we hit Whyt, but I'm just assume do it now. It'll probably make the video a little bit better, a little more robust, I guess. Anyway, yes, good story and all, but let's play some more video game stuff first. Alright, so to recover from the devastating loss of our father in a fairly understated cutscene, on to Lumstead, home of the white fog invented by the scholar. So we kind of get the vibes of a, like science gone mad sense here, though it isn't really explored all that deeply, but it's also present. Take these packets of herbs, throw one into each well, that should clear up the mist. And there are many evil monsters, so get rid of as many as you can, and you will be rewarded for your efforts. Always exciting. Now, once again, you'll notice, like, many of the levels we've run into, like Blassoon, like the Graveyard, we got another dark, foggy area where we are very much alone, even though Gerd is kind of watching over our shoulder on this one. And lots of warnings that we don't belong here, that this is not the right place for us. Which would be all the more, that much more, like, poignant now that we've watched our father die, and he also sort of drove home the fact that, like, we don't belong here. But notice, again, that's kind of the whole thing. Like, Gerd stressed that these are people in our, they need our help. We're the princess. It's our job to help these random villagers, people who can't help themselves. So when some scientist goes nuts and makes his own fog that, like, wrecks the place, it's our job to clean up the mess. Again, that responsibility of her office. Being a princess is not all fun games and tiaras. Evil Eye. Very good. Elephant. Since I got it back, why not use it again? And we got it. Yeah, don't be like that. And that got him. Thank you, Hobgoblin. Your fart attack was very powerful. Weirdly. Alright, so first well. We clean that up. Fog gets a little lighter. On we go. Also, you gotta watch those red fairies in the stumps. So I'm suspicious about all those boxes, too, but we'll let them lie. I've wasted enough of your time. I haven't even died yet today. But it's early. Right, deck point. We'll throw in a couple of extras. Why not? More game hiccups today, too. Not sure what the deal is with that. I think my computer is acting up. Alright, now we definitely need to get in there behind the church thing. Of course, we got our jack-o'-lantern. But he's a pain, quite literally. Lots of damage. Damage is good. But at what cost? Alright, we gotta clear out some of this stuff. Wow, he just ended our poor hobgoblin. But that's okay, because Giant Crab is here! Well, we got the Hand of Pain. And that'll do for Demon Hound. Yeah, the trick with Treant, once again, you can see the little like aura around him, is that he defends everybody better, which is why they took so many hits to take down. Treants are extremely tough and will take just tons of hits. So but they also don't move and don't attack. So we can sort of take our time and strategize with what we want to get the experience. Thank you, Wraith. A pleasure doing business with you. It's a tight mismatch, but who cares, because he's not going to fight back. Confound it. I threw the capture card, but I missed. Oh well. Skeleton can enjoy that experience. We definitely need to level it up a good bit. Alright, let's see what these treasure chests are. We got a Tiger Mage. Woo! And a Catoblipaz, which I'm probably still mispronouncing. I have no idea what sort of mythic tradition the Catoblipaz hails from. Getting crowded around here. Time for Sandworm! Which honestly isn't going to do all that great against the Treant and stuff, but it will take out the Hand of Pain. Get us some Mandragora action over here. And why is everything Earth today? That's not especially helpful. It'd be a great time for us to use that Evil Eye to capture the Treant. I guess some Sand Golem will do. My turn! Alright, Cockatrice. I should have retired Cockatrice. Well, very useful, even if it's not in need of any more experience. Now we get a Treant for our trouble. Hooray! The other thing we should notice about this whole level is, like, the houses are intact. Like, remember Blessoon, it was all ruined, so we only had, like, a vague idea of what the houses looked like. In general, though, they seem like little peasant houses, one-room stuff. But here, we see these big mansions. And notice, like, especially this guy with the well in his backyard that's spewing all the white fog out of it. Very much get the sense that, like, this might be the scientist's home, or he's at least partially responsible for everything going on here. Just like the Kandari with their whole, incompetent wealth thing, very much getting the sense that, like, wealth is not good in this game, that it frequently causes more trouble than it's worth. and that irresponsible people like the Kandari king or like the scientist are not using their power and authority and wealth for good purposes. Unlike, of course, Princess Katia, who is responsible and who is using her power and authority for the benefit of the people, thanks especially to Gerd's insistence. That's the way you're supposed to behave in this game. That's what what proper power looks like. Of course, these running birds can just, oh my gosh, they're the worst. They're so fast. Like, that's their aura. The tree ant gives the defense aura, the wizard gives the attack aura. Running bird is all about making everybody faster. One more well down, and one more red fairy and a stump. You'll also notice, like, the sound effects in this level. Like, there's the howling wolf stuff. Some real gothic layering on this level, which, again, is kind of fun. Sort of a much appreciated added little tidbit to a world very much steeped in this sort of, old school gothic horror. All the people ran away. Can't say I blame them. This place sucks. Another stone head. Man, we are just swimming in stone heads. I'm not complaining, though. What's all this, then? A kitty trap! Notice there's a kitty trap in the doghouse. Get it? No? It's rough. Tough crowd. Alright, and we literally have another well with the stuff coming out of it in the graveyard, because of course we do. Just leaning right into that gothic horror. Notice the insinuation here by the fairy, and it's sort of implicit in the very design of the game. The 5 runestones were being held by 5 different kingdoms. If you bring together the 5 runestones, then the 5 kingdoms would become one big country, right? Very much the suggestion here is that there's something fairly significant politically happening, as well as, like the actual events of the game. Like, this whole runestone business is as much about unifying this nation as, the quest that we are on. Darn these running birds. They're so annoying. Here am I without any weapon cards. Well, I tried with the carbuncle, though. Not especially helpful. Come on. Alright, that'll do. If I can just corner some of these losers. Ugh! Missed. Yeah, that's annoying. Alright, maybe if I'm lucky, one of them will run into me this time. At least I'll hit the tree ant. Oh, got him! Ha-ha! Eat that. Get some experience, or some stones for my trouble. What else? Let's get rid of the fire golem. That's not going to be terribly helpful in this situation. Oh, these running birds. Yeah. Don't do it, Demon Hound. Just take out the tree ant. Once we get that removed, then it'll be way easier to beat up the running birds. Really? Anytime now. That's the weird thing about Demon Hound. The AI is not great in that situation. Like, sometimes you get in that situation where the Demon Hound is just, sitting there swinging and totally missing over and over. But who cares, because I've got my mummy and I timed it right. So, haha! In your face, running birds. Well, number 3. Chasing blue fairies. Yep, you made a fence. Blue fairy's great weakness is the fence. Alright, what do we got? We'll heal up since we're here. Only one more well left. Of course, again, we're supposed to take out as many monsters as we can in the process. Do you mind? Really? I just missed him. Just missed him. Ooh. Big Mandragora. Don't like that. But who needs to aim when you've got Jack-o'-lantern to, you know, gnaw off half of your health and do giant piles of damage to everything on the field? All of the stones. But yeah, Mega Mandragora is just what it says on the box. It's a Mandragora, but huge. I will very much be looking forward to getting one of those, but I am willing to wait, seeing as, you know, they're rather tricky to capture. We got a Basilisk! I'm not sure exactly what that means reward-wise, like if they're tiers or something, but whatever. Probably not going to get a great rating, though. Too much damage. Whatever. Remember when I used to get 5 stars all the time? I remember that. It was nice. But apparently today we just get 2 running birds. Gross. Really could have used a Hand of Pain. Ugh. I mean, they're not good, but it saved me from having to do the thing with the fire gargoyle. On to the Castle of Whyt. Known to all as the Kingdom of Order and Law, mindful of her father's last order, the princess seeks an audience with the prince. So now it's finally time to go to the last castle since Bastia has already been destroyed. Castle number 5, the Fifth Kingdom. Once again, we have another one of these big, lonely castles with lots of dead and dying dudes around. In the lifeless hand of this warrior, you find a card. That's convenient. Now notice the insinuation here, because the guards actually have cards on them, is that this place went down fighting. Like, by contrast to Grail, where we, like, show up and the runestone's in the chest and stuff, it seems like the warriors here used the runestone. They just couldn't fight Helena. So we get a flying ray from this poor guy. And here, also notice that, like, unlike most of the levels so far where we meet, you know, dead bodies strewn around the field or people, like, just about to die, in this case, like, we actually watch as most of these guards die, which is especially grim and, you know, morbid in some ways. Ow. Really? So that's the Tiger Mage over there on the right, and the Ghost Armor here on the left, both of which are very powerful, and which I just missed like a champ. Definitely getting into endgame territory now. And I would love to capture a few of these, because they are great. Oh, I need to wait for the right opportunity. Ow. We'll try the elephant. Can't imagine we'll do that much damage, because tight mismatch. Well, we got him. Good enough. I was kind of hoping for a capture, but whatever. We'll get our chance. So on through the halls. Looking at the statues. Notice that they are largely destroyed. Like that one on the left is definitely missing a head. Red fairy. Kitty trap. Alright, what do we do about the kitty trap? Because it doesn't have a whole lot of health. Seems like a great opportunity to capture some stuff. We can just keep the Tiger Mage off our back. How about Waterbird? Waterbird will do. Gave up our healing, but now we got a kitty trap. Good grief. So many cards that are not useful for offense. See if we can get him or if he jumps away too fast. No dice. Ugh. Really don't want to use Jack-o'-lantern again. But I guess that's what we're going to do. Well, it worked. It hurt, but it worked. We get a bunch of experience. We get a kitty trap. The woman in black, she came out of nowhere. I'm done for. Take this. And we get a running bird. Notice, too, just the lead up here. Like, we've got our classic Zelda Ganondorf sitting at the top of the tower, organ music playing throughout this level, just to make it all that much clearer that this is going to be the final encounter, the big fight. Helena has beaten us here, and presumably we are going to have to face off with her in order to get that last rune stone. I want a chest. Woohoo! Got a ghost armor. Guess we don't need to capture one after all. Probably will anyway. Mind Flayer. Starting to get crowded with those. Up we go. I like this room especially with all like the tables set as though, you know, people were like eating here right before everything went down. Lycanthrope! Probably not going to hit him though. Probably not going to do all that much damage if I do. It's also significant that you can like wreck this place. You know, all these destroyed chairs and stuff. Alright, let's see if I can actually capture this guy. Come on, give me something I can work with. And Golden Goose capture. That's how we roll. Look at all that. 64. Come on. It's a Tiger Mage. These things are amazing. Jack-o'-lantern card. Like, I want more Jack-o'-lantern cards. Apparently we're low on health. Hence the painting. A Ghoul card. Take this key. That's quite the key. There's a deck point. That should come in handy. Black Witch was here. She wiped out everyone. Probably still around. Better watch out. No kidding. Just wrecked the place. Alright, we definitely got some good cards in here, so let's throw in the whole package. What do we got? What do we got? More Ghost Armors. But now we've got our Tiger Mage. Oh my gosh, Tiger Mage is so good. He's powerful, he gains life when he hits people, and he halves all magic card usage. So let's use our giant, really expensive Mind Flayer And get some cards back. Thank you. Well, he is just tearing through them. That's right. Come on, Tiger Mage, you got this. Alright, perfect capturing. Single him for the capture. Swanky. And now I can open this door with the key. Another wrecked dining room full of party favors. Apparently abandoned. Another jack-o'-lantern kill. Hopefully. Oh, it hurts so good. Get all those magic stones. Activate the switch on the innermost statue. Interesting. Switch is activated in the elevator. The Black Witch, she used cards to make the monsters do her evil bidding. It's all I could do to take one from her. Alright, so apparently I was wrong. I thought that they were fighting back with cards, but that's not the case. Apparently these soldiers are just stealing them from Helena as she's, like, wrecking them. Which, you know, shows more clout than most of the soldiers we've run into at this point, who have spent a lot of their time just being very dead or dying or something. This was as close to a decent defense as we've seen thus far, but again, tragically futile. All these dudes with their swords are no match for one woman with her runestone, and all of her monsters serving her, for such is the nature of rule. Oh, mole monsters! Don't like that. Ow. Also, I'm stoned now. Also, I'm stoned now. How about some ghost armor? How about some more ghost armor? Don't be like that, it's my poor Tiger Mage. They're moving way too fast for him to keep up. There we go. Ghost armor. Wrecking all those guys. Quite a lot of experience to boot. Whoa! Not cool. Oh, those armors, including that chaos armor. Oh, we got our experience real fast. Or stones, I should say. Use another Mind Flayer since we've got the stone discount. I also like how the Flying Ray now costs 0 with the Tiger Mage discount. Alright, we gotta get these non-offensive cards out of here. Treant! We got better defense now. Good thing, because this is a rough fight. Tiger Mage, no! How about we use that kitty trap? That's right. One down. Go ahead, keep wailing on that Treant. Never mind, they took it out. 2 can play at Ghost Armor. Good grief, I'm going to have all the experience on Ghost Armor this time. Like, one fight, all of the experience for Ghost Armor. What was that about innermost statue? There we go. Oh, good. Traitorous blue fairies. And with the jack-o'-lantern again. I don't think it'll kill me. I don't think it does 100 damage. I think it just halves your life. Might also be relative to the damage it deals. Whatever. We got him. Not at great health, though. We need to wrap this up. Well, that looks like a very suspicious secret passage, and I definitely want to, like, make use of it. Of course, I'm probably going to die before I get the chance. Really? Again with the jack-o'-lantern? That was a miss. And that's... Ooh, I survived. Barely. And now we're done. What's going on? My men are all dead. I shall follow them soon enough. What you see is the handiwork of the woman in black. We fought her with everything we had, but it was all we could do to get the prince to safety. I tried to stop her, but she followed the prince to the Grenfell church. It's not just the prince. Our runestone is also in the church. Well, why do I even bother here? Come on now. I guess I'm not going to be able to go through that secret passage. That's disappointing. Got a 4-star rating, though, so that's good. But yes, the prince has escaped to safety in the Grenfell church. Only it seems that Helena is hard on their heels. The runestone is in Grenfell as well. So once again, we have another location we have to go to in order to track down what's going on. Alright, let's do this. Grenfell Church. The last sanctuary and safe haven of the Prince of Whyt. And presumably where the runestone is also hanging out. Alright, so this is another one of those levels that I just love. Like, got this classic Gothic cathedral thing going on. Dark, ominous organ music, very much complementing what we had in the last level. You got these stained glass windows with these gorgeous, like, light patterns going on here. And once again, that oppressive loneliness, like all those seats and stuff just completely unoccupied. Also, fun fact, like, all these pews and stuff are totally destructible. So we will be wrecking this church, a new one, throughout this level. And some of them have cards under them. Isn't that nice? I think at one point when I played this game, I definitely destroyed all of the pews to find all the cards underneath. Most of them are not worth it. But it's still a thing to do. Now the chests are actually unrelated, no cards. Instead, they are for the overarching puzzle where we gotta get all of the candles. Because this is a church with some dark secrets to it. Just, you know, even more of that Gothic flavor. Secret passages and stuff. Good times. Hey there, Great Demon. How you doing? Splat. Yes, Stonehead! Meanwhile, over there, we've got the Nightmare. Nightmare is a weird card. Neutral independent, all the better. But it does not, like, attack deliberately. It just walks around throwing, like, poison gas at things. Willy-nilly. No explanation. No rhyme or reason. No aggression. Bloodbush. Weird card. Not very long range, but you gain health according to all the damage you do. In Lost Kingdoms 2, they made it a weapon instead of a summon, which actually makes it considerably more useful. It's still kind of weird and fun. Another candle. blue candle. How about some mandragora? I missed. Of course I did. We got a bunch of cards we're not going to be able to use for damage here. Oh, the Kraken! Nothing survives the Kraken. Alright, let's see if we can capture this guy. Golden Goose! Yes! Golden Goose capture. Hooray, experience for the Golden Goose card. Otherwise, so difficult to get experience for. And we get a Nightmare. Isn't that convenient? Just cannot get anywhere. Cyclops! I didn't even think that those were enemies that you could, like, find in this game. I thought that you just had to, like, get the one card. Cyclops is consistently the one card that I cannot get before the end of the game. Because it is just, like... The only way to get it is you've got to transform Evil Eye, which is a pain in the butt. Really? You charmed me? I do not appreciate that, Mr. Great Demon. Reverses my controls. It's a pain in the butt. Ugh! You're killing me. Ugh! Stop freezing me. It's hard enough to beat these blasted things. Alright, excuse me while I navigate around all this nonsense. My turn! Sasquatch! Oh, wow. Skeleton did not last long. How about some fire golem for you? Rude. Come on! Alright. Now Cyclops is in capture territory. Didn't get him on that one, though. That's alright. Waterbird capture, go! Now we don't need to get the Cyclops. Ha! In your face, game. Yeah! Oh, Great Demon card. Gotta get that last candle. Alright, to the wings of the church. Alright, Necromancer! So with the Necromancer card, if you have skeletons out, he'll do those little skull attack things. But if you don't, he just does a shield. And honestly, the shield is great. So I am totally cool just using him for the shield. Darn it, jerk. How dare you dodge? That's more like it. Sort of. He says, while dying. I think they're way too close for me to hit with Wraith, but we're trying anyway. Nope, never mind. Got him. Good deal. Just getting a little low on health here. That's okay. It's under control. Even if I do keep using my water birds to capture things. I gotta stop doing that. Like, that's just a bad call. The runestone of Whyt is hidden somewhere in this church. Is it Whyt or is it Whyt? I keep saying Whyt. I think it's Whyt. But it's not like there's a handbook or anything. Will-O-Wisp. Should keep him occupied. And it conveniently destroyed that thing in front of the chest. Fortunately, it did not do damage to him. That's fine. I'll Great Demon his Great Demon. Timing is everything. Very low on cards, though. Need that deck point pretty soon. Rude. Was really hoping to capture him with the larval fly, but he gained health. This great demon sucks health when he hits you with the whip. What do we got? What do we got? It's the old sheet music. I wonder what that's for. The funny thing is, like, you'll notice the chapel is laid out in a traditional Gothic cathedral style with the cross, which I honestly find a little frustrating because, like, there's no Jesus in this game, so therefore there wouldn't be this cruciform shape as an artistic priority. But whatever. But this is also, like, roughly the exact same puzzle from Eternal Darkness, insofar as you, like, take the sheet music to the organ, and then you play the music, and then a secret passage opens up. Like, these games came out right after one another. It was a nice little musical interlude, though. It is kind of funny that they use the same puzzle in radically different circumstances and slightly different tones. Ta-da! Secret passage. Treant. I thought that was a deck point around here somewhere. Yellow candle, blue candle, green candle. And then we'll save the red one. Because I want to get whatever's in here. Besides horrible monsters. Like, I feel like at that point that's a given. Ghost Armor. Bad type matchup, but still solid damage. Alright. Catoblepas, go! He is tough to get moving, and probably will not be all that effective in his current situation, thanks to the great demons following me around. Bummer. Because he's crazy powerful if you can get him situated right. But if not, he just dies, just like we saw. This is going poorly. And I have gotten really bad at this game since I started Let's Playing it. I'm so sorry to everyone whose time I am wasting, but I am going to die again. Yep. Now, one side note, like, the design here is, as much as I criticized the fact that, you know, they're using the cruciform style, even though there's, like, no reason to, notice the actual art here, like, something very much seeming like the king with the you know, sun's rays and stuff. Notice the orbs of the 4 colors, as well as, like, the dark orb down here at the bottom left. It definitely suggests some kind of, you know, runestone user mastering the elements, harnessing them in some way. But, you know, you look around at some of the textures and styles here, like some of the pictures, as hard as they are to make out, they seem, on the one hand, a little bit generic, but on the other hand, they suggest a sort of religion that is kind of grim and, you know, dark, with all of these, like, threatening figures hanging around them, but also connected to the runestones in some way. Like, notice even the candles that we just lit correspond to the 4 colors of the elements, you know, fire, water, earth, and wood. So it would seem that, you know, a lot of this religion is circulating around the runestones and the people who wield them, even if, like, a lot of the imagery is connected to what we normally associate with Christianity. We also get these books here, Persons of royal blood, when in possession of a runestone, can control the so-called monsters. These monsters are believed to have been created long ago by the evil spirit to be his slaves. It is likely they have been brought back to life by the power of the runestones. We actually get some pretty decent exposition dump here. The Grenfell Church was established to bring the sacred teachings of the God of Harmony to the people. The Church supports a unique research society, and the society studies ancient legends and myths, looking for information concerning the God of Harmony. The reports of the Research Society can be found in the library along with many ancient texts. And so we get Orwellian Legends, Chapter 1. Long ago an evil spirit came into the world. He hated everything that was good and beautiful. He created a multitude of misshapen creatures to do his being. The evil spirit and his army of abominations brought endless war and suffering to Arguil. Chapter 2. The evil spirit's deeds angered the god. The god of harmony trapped the evil spirit and sealed his power into 5 stones. These 5 stones are known as the rune stones of power. Having captured the evil spirit's power, the god called 5 humans into his presence and spoke thus: "From this day forth, each of you is to be king of his own nation. In return for your crown, you will swear a sacred oath to protect these runestones. If these 5 runestones should ever be joined, the evil spirit will return to lay waste to your lands." Thus were the 5 kingdoms of Alanja, Candaria, Grail, Bashia, and Whyt created. The 5 kings pledged never to interfere with their neighbors. Peace returned to Arguil. Having handed down the runestones, the god of harmony changed into human form to live amongst us. Who can say what form the Guardian has taken? So here we have our legend, our actual mythos surrounding Arguil. There were 5 runestones created from this evil spirit that tormented the land. Each of those 5 runestones was handed to one of the kings, which became a kingdom, and they pledged themselves to isolation so they could never be rejoined to make power again. Notice, that's exactly what we've been doing. As, Grail emphasized, the old pact has been broken. Now is time to rejoin the runestone. Some greater threat seems to be looming overhead. But we go on. According to certain sacrilegious doctrines, 2 other deities exist in addition to our God. According to this theory, there was a bitter struggle between the god of creation and the god of destruction. The conflict ended when the 2 gods imprisoned each other on separate continents. The source is dubious, but some aspects of the tale agree with the true teachings. Further study is recommended. So not only do we have this background of the 5 kingdoms and the 5 runestones, but apparently there's heretical sects in this religion. So Grenfell Church appears to be aligned with the, quote, true teachings. That one figure with the 5 runestones seems to have been, perhaps the evil spirit, mastering the 5 elements, who was then just, dissected into these 5 runestones, each separated, isolated, to prevent anything from that happening again. But on the contrary, now we have this story about 2 different gods in addition to the god of harmony, and that they somehow have this this struggle, the god of creation versus the god of destruction, both imprisoned on different parts of the continent. The god of harmony continues to watch over the land of Arguil. There are many theories on what appearance the god of harmony has taken. One of the more unique theories holds that the god of harmony has taken on the shape of an old crone. Sound familiar? It is heavily insinuated that the god of harmony is Gerd in this game. Report of the Temple of Ru Arak. According to the legend, the evil spirit was imprisoned in the Temple of Ru Arak near Mount Jarndun. It is true that a high level of spiritual energy can be detected emanating from the temple. The lava flow blocking the path prevented a thorough investigation of the temple. One of the 5 kingdoms, Bashia, has been completely overrun by the Black Fog. Due to the danger involved, it was not possible to conduct a first-hand investigation. Refugees reported seeing a woman wearing black clothing take part in the assault on Bashia. The whereabouts of the Bashia runestone are unknown at this time. That sounds suspicious. Seems like Helena, the runestone that she is wielding, may actually be the Bashian runestone, if she took it first. We believe the runestone has either been lost or is in the possession of the above-mentioned woman. And lastly, the nature of the Black Fog is not yet understood. No one has entered the fog and returned alive. It seems that the monsters of the Black Fog are similar to those controlled by the runestones. One possibility is that there is a runestone bearer within the fog controlling the fog monsters. If this is in fact true, it would seem that there is a 6th runestone in addition to the 5 we know of. So is Helena also wielding a 2nd runestone? And how does this relate to the Enchanter and the Puppet Master? The plot only thickens. Hooray! The Runestone of Whyt has finally been added to our collection. So we'll get our health boost and our stones boost. But wait! Helena is already here, carrying the prince. Seems you have beaten me to the goal this time. I have the Runestone of Bathsheba if you want it, come to the old Colosseum. If you live that long, that is. Now, Dracule! I love the animation on the vampire. Like, it's subtle, but it's just very genteel in its approach. Yeah, we're all very impressed. Eat Kraken! Oh, it burns. It's very good that we get our Runestone and our extra health and magic stones before we actually fight Dracule here, because this is a rough fight. Nothing Fire Golem can't help with, though. See if we can get Catoblepas into this fight. Nope, well that's unhelpful. Really? That's a bad miss. Got him with Chaos Knight, though. That should help. Oh, wow. Yeah, jeez. Ton of damage. Chaos Knight rocks. Alright, so Helena has, in fact, lost the Runestone but captured the prince, and if I'm going to square her down, it's time to go to the Colosseum. And I got 5 stars. Ha-ha! Finally. Ooh, and I got the vampire card. No great demons, but that's fine. I've already got one. You're a vampire. Alright, back to the apothecary. Got something interesting for you. I found an ancient scroll from a pagan religion. According to the scroll, the Enchanter was a name given to a king. The title was inherited. No king in Arguil has ever used that title. That means there's another world out there. The scroll talks about 5 runestones, just as there are 5 runestones in our world, but then it says that a person owning all 5 runestones will receive a great power. The power guarded by the runestones, apparently, but who knows what the real truth is. I do know that you already have 4 runestones. There's only one thing for you to do. You must go to the Colosseum. So, 2 worlds. Apparently the one that Helena came from and the one that we have occupied. Each with their own set of 5 runestones. Each possibly being used to trap one of the gods, either the god of creation or the god of destruction, locked in their eternal battle with humans as sort of like the unwitting victims of their destructive power. So there's our lore gradually expanding beyond what we've been able to see so far. But again, it's all very understated. Like, a lot of people, when this game came out, criticized the story for being bland or generic. I definitely don't agree with that. Like, this is a heck of a story that we're dealing with. It's just undertold. Like, you think of the way that, like a Hollywood movie would present this, with all the drama and the musical cues and the elaborate gestures and facial expressions, and the technology in large part is what's limiting us here. Also, probably just the time. Like, I can't imagine that there was this was not like a AAA studio. The same amount of resources that might have been devoted to like a Mario game are just very much not evident here, and it kind of shows, and it kind of hurts the game's reception, I think. But it's a heck of a story nonetheless, not generic. And the monsters are interesting and well designed, in my opinion. Again, not generic. They did a lot with what they had, and you know, were ambitious enough to try and go even farther than we got with the game that we have. So I don't know, like, as much as people have criticized it, a lot of the things that people criticize are exactly the same things that I really appreciate about this game. The fact that it did take a lot of risks, the fact that it frequently did not succeed, but was aiming for something different than what most gamers at the time wanted. Like the failure of this game has less to do with, like the lack of resources on display. Lots of games at that time succeeded despite having limited resources. I think a lot of it just didn't fit with what people wanted. They didn't see the drama of the story because it was so understated. They didn't appreciate the sort of the animation designs because so frequently they didn't live up to the standards that they were hoping for. So I don't know. I struggle with this a little bit. As much as I try to be fair in my assessment here, not overly nostalgic or overly forgiving of the game's faults, I think at the end of the day, I like the fact that it's distant, that there's this sort of storybook quality as you are watching these events unfold, without this effort to get you to really invest yourself in Katia, to sympathize with her on this very intimate level. You see why she suffers; it's very clear, but the game doesn't coerce you into suffering with her. And I think that's interesting. At the very least, different from what we're used to. I've also managed to discover 3 cards we need to retire, which is a shame because quite a few of them are really good. But yeah, we're apparently done with Chaos Knight and Waterbird. I think there was another one in there that I may have missed. Oh well. Fortunately, this level is pretty short, so it won't really matter that much if I don't, train up all the cards properly. Well, let's throw in that Nightmare now that we've got another. We'll just go with Nightmare and Goblin Lord. Why not? Okay, to the Colosseum, our final showdown with Helena, who will ultimately decide the fate of this world. Who will we, see the prince die, or will we be able to rescue him? All of these questions. Let's do this. Notice Helena's tenderness with the prince here. She's been very careful, even though she is apparently, holding him ransom, holding him hostage. There's something maternal about her, a depth that we haven't seen before from this character. That's not great placement. That Stonehead is just going to squish it. Well, with any luck, it'll explode and kill the carbuncle while we're at it. Yep, indeed. Exactly what we got. Mister. Alright, let's get this back into our court. Sangolem. Now I can get a little closer. Two can play that card. Missed on that one, though. Ah! Summoned just in time. Blocking my Banshee. Got her with the Dragonoid, though. Ah, crap! No! How about some Sasquatch? Should probably block it. Oh, not good enough! Didn't like that, did you? Oh, you're on the ropes now. It's a feint! I'm just using Bloodbush to get her to use a card. Oh. Missed her, though. Oh! Now you're in trouble. How about a capture throw on Helena? Well blocked, Helena. Well blocked. Got her! Ha! With the larval fly. How do you like them apples? I thought I would crush you. Never mind. It is for the better. Where I come from, the other continent, I was a princess, like you. We, too, had 5 rune stones. Our family was assigned to guard one of the stones. Then he came along. The enchanter. He took them all. Once he had all 5 rune stones, he held my people hostage and forced me to come to your world. I tried to fight him, but he was too strong. You must stop him. He is mad with power lust. I had to try to help my people. I was wrong. I was blind. Forgive me. So the truth is finally revealed. Helena wasn't our enemy. Like, the enchanter forced her to come over to our world, but she was working against him, collecting the runestones so she could fight. Actually save the world. In fact, she's a princess, just like us. Notice Prince Henry. Where's the nice lady? You know what she told me? She said a ruler must love his people. She said I would grow up to be a great king. I like her. Now, on some level, you know, I've stressed how understated a lot of this game is, and that scene definitely qualifies. But, you know, dang, if that isn't one of the most heartbreaking moments in this game. Just, you know, Katya suddenly discovering that Helena is basically her mirror image, her opposite. You know, here to do the same thing that she's been doing, and to drive home that theme that a ruler takes care of their people. That's what this game is all about. It's about the responsibility of power. Katya has power, but she must use it responsibly, as Helena does, as the prince is told. So now it is time to go to the Temple of Ru-Arak. And we have to go after the enchanter himself, since he's after Arguil. Remember this, princess, it is not evil to possess power. It's what you do with the power that counts. And so we'll wrap up for today, since this was already quite a long business, what with me dying all the time. Hopefully I'll cut some of that out, so you won't have to endure all of it. But here we are with our major themes finally set out in front of us. This theme of using power responsibly, represented both by Helena and by Katya, and very much the antagonist, the enchanter, just accumulating it for himself. So we'll sign off for today and investigate the Temple of Ru-Arak next time.